Well, hello, you're very welcome to the channel here today. I'm currently on the Bloomfield Road and you're looking at St Donard's Church of Ireland Parish Church. So we're on the Bloomfield Road here in East Belfast. The rain is on in Belfast as always. And again, you're looking at St Donard's Church. And today I'm going to do a video about Van Morrison and his background and where he came from. And this is the church upon which his family is originally affiliated with. So it's the Church of Ireland Church on the Bloomfield Road in East Belfast. Come on with me as we go a wee walk here and look around the place where Van Morrison grew up. So Van Morrison himself is around 78 or 79 today. He lives he spends his time between America and the mainland down south and also Belfast. And his father would have claimed to be an atheist, but his mother was a Jehovah's Witness, and Van Morrison has had a strange relationship with religion over the years, but I guess that's the church he's affiliated with originally. So we're just going to walk up here and see some of the street names that Van Morrison would have walked past every day, and we're also going to see the house that he was born in, he grew up in, and then we're also going to see some other street names that Van Morrison wrote about in some of his very, very famous songs. So if you've come across this video, maybe you're a Van Morrison fan, you're a Vanatic, as many of them say. So people from all over the world who are Vanatics, who are big fans, they might come to Northern Ireland to some of the hotels where Van Morrison would play. He might play in the Culloden, outside Bangor. There's an Antrim Gardens there, isn't that amazing? Interesting wee place name. Or he might play in the Europa, or he might play indeed in the St Donard. So we're not going to go to those places today. We're gonna walk from the church upon which Van Morrison's family is affiliated with, and we're going to go to where he was born. So we're going a little bit further here. So as I said, Van Morrison is about 78 today, 79. He's quite the character. Many famous songs he's written. I'm sure you never thought that there'd be a day like this, that some lunatic would come to Bloomfield and do a bit of a walk and do a bit of a talk. But there you go, he's quite the character. Wonderful, famous music down the years. We'll go down here. We'll go down Dunraven Avenue here. So this is the road that's going to take us to the where he was born. So he was born on 125 Hindman Avenue. We're going to be there in about 90 seconds or so, and we're going to go and see the house where he was born, and then we're going to go and see the street name beside it, upon which he laid eyes on the girl that he very much liked, and he wrote about her in Brown Eyed Girl. So I want to be respectful as well as I walk down here and not annoy the residents and the neighbours. I don't know how many YouTubers and video documentary makers come and annoy them. I'm certainly no influencer, but I just like to do some wee random videos on the way past here. So we're going to see Van Morrison's birthplace home. Van Morrison, of course, he became very famous in the 1960s on the Irish music scene, and he's had many tours of America. He's had many hits. He's achieved a lot. What's a big bird? He really has wrote some classics that are still played millions of times all over the world. Certainly in America and some of the big radio stations. And Van Morrison never forgot his roots. Apparently he's still seen in some of the cafes around Bloomfield and the Belmont Road and Hollywood and all the different places still here. So he still comes back to his roots here. So we're going a little bit further here, careful not to get knocked down. And then we're just coming up to it now. So if ever you're in Belfast, maybe you fly over to Belfast for one of his tours, maybe you want to see some things in relation, maybe you want to see some of his concerts when he's still playing. Might be an idea to come to one of these streets and find out some of the history. There's Dunraven Court is memorial for many of the soldiers who gave their lives in the First and Second World War so that we can have a lot of freedom today. So there you go. This is the kind of background where Van Morrison came from, a very Protestant Unionist background, but at the same time Van Morrison was very neutral and very moderate, and always very open to people of all faiths and none. So here we go. We're coming up to Hindford Street. I said Hindford Avenue, it's Hindford Street, apologies. Earlier in the video. So this is us on Hindford Street. So we'll be careful as we walk down here not to disturb and annoying anyone here. So we're in Hindford Street and we're just walking down. And it's just after this skip. I've already done the wee tour. It's a very, I don't know if you've seen that, there's a very large ugly rat just walked underneath that car. Can you see it? Right, don't come here if you like rats. If you don't like rats. Anyway, we'll walk on. Goodness, not nice. So we're walking on here just past this skip, and you will see a golden plaque that was put up by the Belfast Blues Appreciation Society. 125 Hindford Street. The singer-songwriter Van Morrison lived here, the Belfast Blues Appreciation Society. So here you go. So Van Morrison lived here for many years on 125 Hindford Street. And we're just going to walk a little bit further up just to conclude the video. So we will. A little bit further. We'll avoid our friend the rat. We don't want to come across him again. He's not very nice. I think he's still. Oh, there he is. There, he's still under there. See him? Yeah, I'm not going over to see him any closer. I'll stay over here. Okay. So Van Morrison lived there on 125 Hindford Street, and he met. Well, so the legend goes, he laid eyes on a beautiful brown-eyed girl from the neighbouring street, and there he was so inspired by her beauty and by hanging out with her in his youth that he wrote that world-famous song just a wee while later called Brown-Eyed Girl. And the story goes that she was from this street, a better parade. We'll go a wee dander down here just to see the inspiration behind that. So in Brown-Eyed Girl, Van Morrison, he talks about the Hollow, and the Hollow was a bit of a green area, a bit of a mine, an old mine or an old pipe launch place that has been regenerated as part of the Connswater regeneration project. So I think we'll just go over here. So apparently the inspiration behind Brown-Eyed Girl was from a girl who lived on this exact street. And as we just walk around here a little bit further, we can see exactly where Van Morrison would have went down to the Hollow and would have been inspired in his youth to play with his mates and enjoy God's creation and nature, as I guess young people should be able to. So there you go. So you can see some of the, I don't know if you'll be able to see it over here, some of the regeneration work that went on in the Dixon playing fields and around Orangefield and Belmont here. So little random video for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and revisit again to the channel. Thanks.